Hello, welcome to Eye on Africa here on France 24. I'm Yunke Etade. Coming up in the programme, concern over the state of mental health grows in South Sudan. 12 suicides reported in Juba in a single week last month, while clinics offering mental health support face possible closures as funding winds down. Thousands of Muslim pilgrims gear up to take part in the 131st Grand Malgal of Juba in Senegal. We'll be taking a look at how pilgrims express their faith through what they wear. And Kenya edges closer to the quarterfinals of the African Nations Championships, defeating Morocco 1-0. The Harambee Stars now on an unbeaten streak, which they'll be looking to extend when they face Zambia on Sunday. Great to have you with us. We're going to start with some news coming out of Sudan. At least 40 people have been killed and 19 injured following an attack by the paramilitary rapid support forces on a famine-hit refugee camp in North Darfur. Fighters are reported to have stormed Abu Shuk, opening fire inside homes and on streets there at the camp north of El Fasher. Let's go to neighbouring South Sudan now, where authorities are sounding the alarm over the state of mental health in the country. Just last month in Juba, 12 suicides were reported in a single week. Clinics offering mental health support are scarce and now at risk of shutting down. In 2022, 8 centres opened nationwide, aiming to serve over 20,000 people for the first time. But with funding from Italy and Greece about to end, their future is now uncertain. Clement Swala takes a look at one of those clinics in Burundi.
Vobia Kawaja is a 34-year-old widow and mother of 5. With no support or resources, she almost broke down under the weight of all her responsibilities. For the past couple of years, she's been going to meetings at the Mundri Mental Health Clinic, which she says has renewed her strength.
Before I started to attend the sessions, I was really under a lot of stress and pressure. I wanted to run away, to abandon my children. I even thought of ending my life. But since I attended the training, it's changed me, it helped. Now I'm getting inspired by other people.
South Sudan has the 4th highest suicide rate in Africa, according to the World Health Organization. The country is haunted by the civil war, which opposed President Salva Kiir and Vice President Riek Machar from 2013 until 2018.
In my community here, there's a lot of issues that sometimes that make a community sometimes to make suicide for themselves. So the moment I heard about the program, I actually volunteer myself in order to serve my community.
In a country heavily dependent on charity to keep the health sector running, access to mental health providers lags far behind. The Mundri Centre is one of 8 places opened and funded by several NGOs as part of a project led by Amref Health Africa to provide the crucial services. However, the program's funding from Italian and Greek sources is about to end. Its future is unclear.
Due to the nature of the mental ill disease, if we didn't maintain and sustain that service they're receiving, we're going to ending up having them relapsing again.
Last month, the South Sudanese authorities raised an alarm after 12 suicides in Juba were reported in only 1 week.
Next, some 55 arrests have been made in Mali as the junta there cracked down on an alleged plot to overthrow the government from within the army's ranks. Most of those detained are from the National Guard in a sweeping operation that began last week. The junta, who itself seized power in back-to-back coups in 2020 and 2021, says the arrests target attempts at destabilizing the country. Ghana has launched an ambitious plan to produce its own vaccines to allow it to better withstand the shocks of future pandemics. During the COVID-19 crisis, like many African nations, Ghana was left waiting as the world scrambled for vaccines. Now, with a new national vaccine institute in the works, the country aims to become a regional powerhouse in vaccine production. President John Mahama unveiled the plan at an investment forum in Accra, calling on partners to support the initiative. Here's our Ghana correspondent, Justice Baidu.
In 5 years, Ghana would be transitioning from Gavi, the Global Vaccine Alliance, which has for years supported poorer countries to be able to access vaccines. This means the country would no longer be eligible for aid money that helps it to purchase vaccines to treat especially children against dangerous diseases like polio, measles, rubella, among others. President John Dramani Mahama, who opened the Ghana Vaccine Manufacturing Investment Forum in Accra, said the decision by the country to produce its own vaccines locally is to help secure the country's health future.
We're ready for partnership. We're not just looking for financiers, we're looking for co-creators of a future where vaccines are made in Africa by Africans and for Africans. This is about more than health. This is about jobs for our young people. It's about technology transfer for our industries. It is about dignity and self-reliance for our continent. And so let this forum be remembered not just as a talking shop, but as marking the turning point.
This new plan is receiving support from partners like the European Union, which is committing support to Ghanaian pharmaceutical companies to enable them gain technology that already exists in places like Europe.
For Ghana, the EU has committed up to 40 million to support research and skills development, to enable technology transfer and to build manufacturing capabilities.
Despite being home to a sixth of the world's population, Africa received only 1% of vaccine supply at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Turning to Senegal now, where the Grand Magal of Juba is about to kick off. The annual pilgrimage of the Senegalese Murid Brotherhood is one of the country's key Islamic Sufi orders. For many, the pilgrimage is more than just about spiritual devotion. It's also a vibrant expression of culture, expressly through clothes. As millions prepare to gather for the 131st Magal, our correspondents in Dakar explored the often overlooked side of the celebration, Murid fashion. Take a look.
Gone are the jeans and the t-shirts. Dauda has worn only outfits from Bai since his teenage years. This is a loose, tailor-made garment named after one of the sons of the founder of the Murid Brotherhood. As he prepares for the Magal of Juba, Dauda packs his belongings.
My suitcase is ready. Here are the clothes I'm going to wear. These are the rasida, the religious poems I'm going to recite, the perfumes, my cap.
Once criticised for his style when he was younger, Dauda now proudly embraces his clothing choices.
When you dress like this, the people respect you. They take you seriously. This outfit gives you the image of a respectable adult, and it pushes you to be responsible in everything you do.
Murid style has become a point of pride, and now specialist shops are flourishing.
We have this Ndiaras model with its box.
Turki, Jaren, Bai Subayu, Bai Fal. These are the names behind some of the most iconic styles of Murid clothing. A clothing style that carries a cultural identity.
Europeans have their styles, so why not us? We want our heritage to be visible, that anyone who sees us knows we are Murid. That's essential.
Beyond the clothing style, Muridism embodies a philosophy of life founded on spiritual values.
A person dressed in Murid style is also a person who will be an example in society in terms of uprightness, devotion, work, in many ways.
The Magal of Juba brings together millions of pilgrims each year.
To sports now, Kenya is one step closer to the quarterfinals of the African Nations Championship after a hard-fought 1-0 win over Morocco. Ryan Ogam sealed the deal, scoring in the 42nd minute. The Harambee Stars are now on a 15-match unbeaten streak, and they'll be looking to extend that when they head up against Zambia on Sunday. President William Ruto has upped the stakes, promising a 2.5 million shilling bonus. That's over $19,000 to each player if they win. Well, Kenyan fans are certainly hopeful. Take a listen.
As Kenya, we've got 3 points from a very big team, Morocco, and I'm sure that we are going to perform better during Zambia vs Kenya on Sunday, and actually going forward up to the finals. We are so excited, we are happy hosting, and this performance, keep up Team Kenya.
We are going to hammer Zambia mercilessly. We are going to beat Zambia here mercilessly. Nobody is going to pick a point from Kasarani here at home. When we are at home, we can win against anybody.
Well, France 24's regional correspondent Bastien Renouy has more now on what's next for the team.
Once again, Kenya was dominated but won the game, and I can tell you it was a huge relief for the fans here in Nairobi. But it does not mean that Kenya is qualified yet for the quarterfinals. In the Group A, 4 teams can still qualify: Kenya, Angola, DRC and Morocco. On Sunday, Morocco will face DRC. It's very likely that the winner of that game will qualify, and Kenya will face Zambia. Kenya only needs a draw to qualify, but with a win, the team would play its quarter-final here at home in Nairobi. Now the question is, will Kenyan fans be allowed inside the stadium for that game? This Monday, ticket sale was suspended following the incidents that took place in Nairobi during the last game between Kenya and Morocco. During that game, hundreds, if not thousands of supporters were able to push back security and get inside the stadium without tickets. And it's not the first time that such an incident occurs here during the tournament. During the first day of the CHAN here in Kenya, during the game between Kenya and DRC, a few fans managed to break inside the stadium without tickets. At that time, Kenya was fined by the Confederation of African Football, and at that time the organization said that the sanctions would be way more important in case of new incidents. Earlier this week, Kenya's Football Federation's president said that he was worried that such incidents could jeopardize the end of the tournament here in Kenya. He said that it could even have an impact on the African Cup of Nations 2027 that is supposed to be organized and co-hosted by Kenya.
Stay with us here on France 24. Plenty more news to come.